Hello. This is a technical crazy nightmare. I've got a laptop to my right and then an iPad to my left and then my phone as a backup just in case. I don't know how to make this work across platforms, and honestly I haven't had time to figure it out because I've been in hospital. But hopefully this kind of works out somehow. And then I've got a TV screen with the iPad connected because I'm going to have some of my band members come and join and chat with you guys. And I didn't know how to make it so that YouTube could see it as well. And so this is a bit of a clusterfuck, but we're all in it together and hopefully it works out. And I didn't know how to make it. Whoa, why is it playing on my thing? Why is it playing on this speaker? It's already not working. For who? That's from your laptop. Oh, there we go. Already had technical nightmares. Get off my Bluetooth. Get off my Bluetooth. Are you off my Bluetooth? Oh my God, what a nightmare. How do I make the thing join again now? Oh well, we'll see how it goes. I might have to just pause Instagram for a moment and connect my Bluetooth back. Do 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 do. And then Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Isolation partner hijacks my Bluetooth and ruins this technological web I've created in my living room. But just to update you, I'm trying my best. It's pretty, I guess, difficult to be in my best spirit. But also, it's fucking EP release day. This is something that I've been working on for so long, and I don't want to make it even more, what do you call it? I don't want to dampen the day even more by not celebrating it when it's been the coolest day ever as well. So just to explain, the virtual hospital. So I've been a patient with the virtual hospital for 29 days now as of today. And then last night, the virtual hospital wasn't really happy with my symptoms and what my readings were coming up as. And so they called an ambulance to my house. And then I had to go to the hospital. And I don't think I've ever traveled in an ambulance before, but they were so sweet to me. The paramedics asked if I was in a band, and then they asked what band that was, and I said it's Jaguar Jones, and they're like, oh, we know Jaguar Jones, and they started pumping the music in the ambulance and put the lights on for effect, and just were absolute sweethearts. Was dancing to all my songs and just saying congratulations for your EP release. And I had to ring in my debut EP while in the ambulance and in the hospital. But the coolest thing was I've been a month in isolation, and I got to ring it in with two great paramedics who boogied along and was just brought some laughs to my day. Actually, it's going to be the most unique release ever. So I'm really grateful. And then when I got to the hospital, instead of just being carted away straight into the hospital, they were like, hey, just come over here, take a few steps and just walk over. And I was like, oh, what's wrong? Like, what's happening? And they said, like, look outside, breathe some fresh air in, enjoy the view, like, you've been cooped up for a month, like looking at four walls, and it's time to smell the fresh air. What do you think? And I was like, to be honest, it's quite humid and sticky and smells like bird shit. And then they were like, yes, that's because we also have an amazing view of bin chickens. And we look above and there's just like bird shit everywhere on the ground with all these like bin chickens and ibises just hanging out on trees. And I've never seen that before. I don't know. We've seen ibises and we've seen bin chickens, but did we ever really know where they went to sleep at the end of a day's scavenge? Do we know this? Do we know they all just sat in trees? Like, it looks awkward because they're not like cute little lorikeets. They're like big birds and on the very end of the branches and just really still and peaceful. Anyway, I'm talking way too much about bin chickens. Got to the hospital. I made a friend in the hospital who was the exact same age, had COVID-19 for a month as well. And then within the last few days, he had deteriorated, and the virtual hospital wanted to call the ambulance and have him physically assessed as well. So it was actually not so lonely because you can't bring family or friends inside. We actually had each other and we were going through the exact same thing with the exact same story. The sad thing was he's from Italy and he wanted to go back to Italy ASAP and catch an embassy flight on Tuesday, but he had to get a double negative. And unfortunately, 2 of his family members had already passed away from the virus and he just wanted to be with his family. We ended up both getting discharged this morning. He got some good news, which was that he actually got a double negative result, so he can fly back home on the embassy flight and get back to Italy. Unfortunately, I still have COVID, but the good news is I'm stable and my vitals are pristine, really great. They're strong. I'm in a more stable condition and I don't really have fevers anymore. And so I'm ready to celebrate the debut EP of Jaguar Jones. What a fucking journey. It's ridiculous. The last 18 months has seemed like, I don't know, many lives packed in, but I guess Jaguar is a cat and it has 9 lives and we've probably used about 20 of them. But we made it. And so let's see how this all goes. Hopefully you guys have heard the EP a little bit on your own, but if not, we can go through it together. I'm really hoping this works because this is a technical nightmare, but I'm going to try and play the first song, which is Rising Sun. Am I just meant to like death stare into the camera as it's playing? I don't know. Let's see if this works. Can y'all hear? Oh yeah, okay, that works. All right, first song, Rising Sun. This is my new single. Yay! So that one's the new single. That's the focus track out of the EP. And we got some good news for it today. So it got onto New Music Fridays, Australia, New Zealand, and Iceland. So thank you to those countries. And it's also been put on some editorial playlists. Anyway, the good news is it's been loved, and I'm so grateful, and it wouldn't have happened without you guys supporting it and sharing it. So I've been so grateful. I guess I was a little bummed that I was in hospital when it got dropped, even though it was a very unique way, because I've just been working so hard on it for a really long time, and then I felt like I couldn't be on it with the release, but you guys have just taken over for me, and I'm really grateful. All right, so we have our first guest. This is Aiden. I'm going to add him in. How do I? Oh, did that work? Ooh. So Aiden is my bass player in the band. Yeah, that works. Look, it's working.
We did it.
There's two of you interviewing one of you. Everybody say hi to Aiden. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Aiden. Hi. Aiden is the bass player in the band, and he's also a producer and a mixer, and he's done a lot of the work in the tracks as well. Aiden and I have spent so much time together, literally in my small, tiny bedroom, making the songs from what we can, which is just in my house. So he's definitely a huge support that I'm so grateful to have, and this wouldn't have been possible without him. So everybody say hi to Aiden. Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So the EP that we recorded pretty much in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
I know, when everyone's always like, oh yeah, like what studio did you use, and like where did you go, and blah blah blah, and it's like, me and Aiden just were cooped up in the south side of Brisbane most of the time.
Yeah, we pretty much have like one microphone and
Yeah. Is there a Q&A? That's a Q&A happening. Oh, there we go. Is Aiden part of the green team?
For sure. I've been leading the green hair uprising in the drawing session.
Oh, he knows. He's onto it. I know, but like, I'm playing hard to get. It's a lot more fun. JC from New York has said, Aiden, how you doing? From your fat furry friend in America. I didn't say that. I mean, I was just reading what was written.
I'm doing good. We missed you.
Yeah, so we met JC in New York on our first US tour. 3 shows we got to play in New York. Yeah. But it was fun, wasn't it? It was nice
It
to
was
be
the
there.
best. Yeah, those shows were great. Even with the venues were kind of operating like half capacity then. It's like Corona was just starting, but it was still heaps of fun.
The EP will be on iTunes, but you can buy the physicals at my merch store, and it won't be at JB Hi-Fi or anything. It'll just be bought online from the store. Does anyone else have questions for Aiden? It could be random. Let's make him hot in his seat and stressed. Because the EP was so stress-free, so I think you need some stress now. Yeah, so how are you going in isolation?
Sorry?
How are you going in isolation?
I think good. I mean, I'm not in full isolation anymore, so like life feels a lot easier when I can like do my own shopping and not like relying on other people for literally everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been cruisy. Been working on lots of music at home, and yeah.
No, it's
all
good.
All these new Jaguar Jones songs. Is that a secret?
No, that's not a secret. I mean, here's one. Aiden has very nice hair.
Thank you. I love this. I should jump on your Instagram live more and just compliment me.
Just
and then I leave.
Compliment. All right, and then we've got another one. Hold up. Here's one you can answer. I'm not listening.
I don't think Dina is annoying in the studio.
Was that is or like, isn't?
There's like always a million ideas, but in a good way. Like it'd be like, let's try this. But my favorite thing about Dina in the studio is she has like really weird ways to describe things. Like I feel like most people have like, there's like everyone seems to be on the same page that Dina uses. I remember there was like the Yahoos, like more Yahoo, or like turn up the reverb bathroom power. Yeah. Or like what was some other ones? I think
you were playing music. You were playing bass, and I was like, oh, Aiden, I just something's missing with the bass. Like, can we make it more buttery? And you were like, buttery? And I was like, yeah, like just a bit more like butter. And then you were like, you know what? I got you.
It's like, get a bit more butter in.
Or what about that time I was like, this is a great mix, Aiden, but I feel like it's like a hamburger without the patty, and we need more patty.
And then we got the patty in there. And it was great.
And then you're like, oh, does this have it? And I was like, yeah, that is Angus beef right there.
I just saw someone else, what was the hardest song to perfect on the EP? And I think that was Kill Me With Your Love, which was the hamburger patty song.
That was the hamburger patty song.
It took us a while to get the hamburger patty. We did it.
Yeah, and I think the most difficult part about Kill Me With Your Love was that we were meant to be releasing Kill Me With Your Love in January or February this year. And then we decided last minute that we shouldn't be like releasing so long in periods. So we last minute decided to do end of November. And then the label was like, actually, is it possible to deliver it in a week? And we were like, yeah, let's do this. And so you and I were in separate cities at the time. And we just like were working through the internet back and forth, trying to get this song that was not ready at all to a place where we could submit it.
Yeah, we would just spend days at a time, just like me behind Pro Tools, you with your headphones on, just like sending stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
It's just, we'd do like 10 mixes a day and just like keep going.
I know. It was a nightmare. But I feel like that was like a turning point on us being like knowing our processes better as well.
Totally.
Molly, Aiden's hair looks the same grade 8.
What's up, Molly? It's been a very long time.
Funny. Those hog jeans. Oh, Aiden. All right. Was worth it though. Probably my favorite song on the EP. There's some more Q&As coming in. This is one. Not a question. Just missed your face, Aiden.
Miss you too, Chloe.
Someone's asked on the YouTube side, what the fuck is more butter?
I don't know if we can explain this. It's just
I feel like you'd be able to explain it more than I can, though.
we did.
I
I think it was just like
I would say like you play bass. Okay, so there's like maybe if you've been cleaning dishes and the bathroom for the whole day, and then you pick up the bass, and then it'll be like because your skin has weathered away and it's just turned into sultana fingers, like prune fingers. But can I have more butter in the bass would mean that you just went and melted a whole butter, like stick of butter in the microwave, dipped your fingers in it and was like, Jaguar Jones recording, I'm ready. And then it just like slides off. That's buttery bass.
this is what it's like recording with Dina.
Yeah. And then they asked, does olive oil spread work?
I think it's got to be butter.
Well, I guess in the Jaguar Jones world, it has to be butter. But if you're trying to trim the fat, maybe olive oil is your better option.
That seems like something you would say as a mixer as well. Like, we just need to like, trim the fat on this section.
Yeah, I feel like
There's so many food-related things.
everyone is like, what is this explanation? All right, should we go into the next song? Let's go into Rabbit Hole. Rabbit Hole. Actually, before we play this, I'll just play it and then we can talk about it. Okay.
Cool.
Talking about Rabbit Hole. Both are expected to lip sync. Aiden, do you know the lyrics? Supplies. All right. Send in your questions for Rabbit Hole. Send in your questions for Rabbit Hole.
Dean, do you remember the session where you wrote Rabbit Hole?
Yeah, let's go into that. So
That
actually,
was so long ago.
I know, it was so long ago. Rabbit Hole is the first song Aiden and I wrote together. The very first song, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, and then like the second song is like a year later or something. But Rabbit Hole was like the first song we wrote together, and we knew that it was like, I guess, a G-up song. But we just put it to bed for ages and just like forgot about it. Hey.
Yeah, we forgot about it for a long time.
Yeah, and then I don't know, like they were just looking for another banger of a song, turning it around really quick. And then like Aiden and I were just like, oh yeah, Rabbit Hole, let's look into Rabbit Hole, you know? Yeah.
I remember when we wrote it in the studio of getting like the tempo right, we were like jumping. Because we're like, this is a song you can mosh to, and we like jumped up and down, like, yeah, that's a good tempo.
Yeah, what's the tempo we should do? And then you just like increasingly like just bumped the tempo up until both of us were like,
yeah, that's
it. I think a question's come through. More rice on the snare. Always get rice, got rice, always rice. Brown rice, jasmine rice, long grain, basmati.
I think it was more, we were going for more spice on the snare rather than more rice.
You were going for spice on the snare.
Yeah.
I've got a question here. Oh, so why Rabbit Hole? Well, I think it was pretty obvious with the Eurovision thing. Deep fry on the floor, Tom.
We do say deep fry a lot.
Deep fry, yeah, we do always say like we need it more fried. So we do food. I record using food metaphors. I think that's the trick to get to a musician's understanding. It's through the stomach, in my world anyway. Anything to my world is through my stomach. But yeah, I think Rabbit Hole, like I've talked about it a lot in Eurovision and with the promo, but it's a song about my PTSD. And I guess my PTSD manifests itself into like a bunny mode. And when Aiden and I got into a room together to write, that was like the time when I was just learning about my complex PTSD and trying to get better with my like bunny modes and bunny episodes. And so that was a song as an exploration to that. And then I guess, I don't know, 18 months later, when that song was like 2018? Oh, a year. Oh,
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was late 2018.
Yeah. It
I
was
remember
like.
we just got back from Jakarta playing shows over there.
Right.
We were both really jet lagged.
That's
and
right.
I remember us, both being super tired, and we somehow left with just like the most like upbeat, like intense songs. When I would have thought when we were that jet lagged, we'd write like the slowest, like that was.
That's right. Yeah, true. And so like we had just gotten back from Indonesia and Singapore, and they were our first shows ever. And we had just put out You Got Left Behind. Oh, everything comes full circle. What a nostalgic like reflection, blah, 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 whatever you call it. My brain. Some questions coming in. Here we go. What was one of your favorite or most memorable moments while recording the EP? You can go first.
I reckon my favorite was Dina recording the scream on Rabbit Hole at the end of the bridge. Because I remember, we were super jet lagged. It was like right at the end of the session. Dina was like sitting on the couch, and I like set up a microphone like in front of her so she didn't have to stand up to sing. And she just did that like insane scream out of nowhere. And we didn't even re-record it. We just used like the demo scream in the final song.
Yeah, we never even, I mean, I tried replicating the scream, but you know, the scream in Rabbit Hole, that's the one that's like the bridge and then coming out. And I was trying to do it at home. It was so funny because this is the time when like I still do it, but like record vocals on my own at home, and then I send it to Aiden, and he works his magic on it. But I remember like I just forgot to warn my mum that I'm recording, which I normally don't have to do, but I probably need to warn her when I'm going to record screaming. So I just remember being like, watch me tremble, watch me go and tears. And then Mum's just like, Like, do I interrupt and check
Your mum's
how
just like,
she's
call the
doing?
police. Like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, and then I come downstairs for dinner and like just forgot about it because by then I had moved on from the bridge and did the last chorus, and she's just like, "Is everything okay? Like you were screaming up there?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, sorry, no, it's just texture, you know." So fun. But another favorite moment of mine recording the EP was the fact that you and Joe were together and then I was somewhere else and we were recording guitar parts and you guys were recording it. And then I was just like this annoying online consultant. And I just think of it as memorable because at the time we just thought it was so ridiculous. But how much is it like a boot camp to how we're recording now? Because like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were so used to being in the same room. We had just like one FaceTime session, and now that's how we kind of have to do everything.
Yeah, it was boot camp for sure. Right, another Q&A. Oh my god, I'm a grandma. How do I roll it back? How do I get rid of the text thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. How pleased were you with this at Oz Decides for Eurovision? So how pleased were you with the song at Australia Decides for Eurovision? Is that the question?
I think that's the question.
Yeah, you can answer.
How pleased were you? I was very pleased. I had a great time.
I had the best time. Like, I mean, we were the complete underdogs at Australia Decides because we got slotted in last minute because an artist couldn't do it anymore. And so we knew that we were going into it with the lowest profile ever. And our goal was to not come last.
100%. So like, as long as you don't come last, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and we just ended up having way more support. Like, obviously the jury hacked us, but we were just surprised and shocked at how warm the crowd response has been. Like, it was so cool. I don't know. I had the best time. I don't know. At the time, I was like, how jacked was I on adrenaline and nerves? To the point that like I wasn't even like talking to anyone.
It was like a really weird process, like even for us, just like after, because there was the 3 shows, and after getting into it all 4, including dress rehearsal, everyone sort of got in this routine of like, you know, like we get there and we like all do like hair and makeup, and then we hang for a bit, and then Dina, you would like get your wardrobe done, and then we'd all like split for a bit and not talk to each other, and then like come back together right before we're about to go on stage.
Yeah, totally. It was fun. I can't remember when I started this Instagram thing, so I'm going to roll to the next song. We can keep answering Eurovision stuff. While the song is playing, Aiden, you can answer Zach's question, which was how did you guys first get started in the music industry? But this next song, third song on the EP, is Beijing Baby. How do I do that? Wow, some people were there for all 3 sessions for Eurovision. That's commitment. I almost feel like I had to beg my mum to come to all 3. How did you get into the music industry, Aiden?
How did I get it? I started like writing and recording songs when I was like a teenager, and then I went to the Con, which is a like music college here, studied production, and then when I was almost done there, I got an internship as a studio worker now. That's kind of my start. It all sort of like grew out of that internship. Yeah, what about you, Dana?
Random. Music wasn't something that I was planning to do. I actually was like I was more like maths and science, engineering. I was a business analyst at a software development firm. And then a close friend passed away, and to deal with that grief, I started writing songs. And then when I started writing songs, it became a passion. And then when you become passionate about something, it's pretty hard to let it go. And so I just went, all right, let's do this, and dive deep into music, which is why I probably have food terminology to explain things, because I don't know what they really are. What is that little pet? This is my pig. For those of you who might have just tuned in, like I've been in hospital and got discharged this morning, and I don't know, it's pretty hard to just sit in front of a phone and a computer today, but it's also release day, and this makes me feel like I'm not sitting here talking to myself. It's better that you're here, Aiden, now. I'm not disregarding you. Yeah, Wee Wee Blog said you were the most underrated song of Australia Decides. Yeah. They also, I know, and we're friends now that we've met at Eurovision, they also said he like made a joke at the interview at Eurovision. They made a joke about coronavirus, about like, oh, I hope you don't get coronavirus when you go to the US, and boom, it happened.
Here we are.
So it was Wee Wee Blogs that gave it to me. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. All right, there's a question here. Oh, there's heaps of questions. Oh. Okay, here we go. Did you have to push the yellow walls over yourself in your live performance of Rabbit Hole? Yes, I did. It's actually, so the walls were stuck together by magnets. Yeah, is that right, Aiden? Yeah.
I think so.
They were stuck together by magnets, and then the hinges only fell backwards, so it doesn't fall forward. So if I like let them go, but I didn't push it enough, it would never fall this way. And then there's kind of like, you know, like when you spend the difference on good quality drawers, and you get the drawers that just slam shut, or there you get the drawers that's like, you know? Yeah. So those are the hinges that it had. So it was like, and then so it's like a very like safe and well thought out walls. So the first session, it was just like a breeze. And then obviously on the TV night, the last one, I dislocated my shoulder. And I remember like trying to push the walls, and I was like, sorry for the swearing, but it was literally just like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to be able to push these walls down. And I was literally a second away from getting my leg up and just going like, yeah! Oh, and I remember.
I think people don't realize about the walls also was like how close they were to like me and Joe and Flora. Like we had a little line of tape in front of us, like just in front of our feet. And it's like, yeah, if you take one step forward, you're going to be crushed by the wall.
Yeah, no, totally. Like the walls landed like, this is you, Aiden. And then the walls just land like. So funny. But yeah, it was fun. It was such a great experience. And yeah, I literally thought I was going to have to kick the walls down. And then in the end, you guys were like, Dina, you pushed the walls at the perfect timing. And I was like, oh, well, good. I struggled then, because all the rehearsals, I was like pushing the walls way too early. I just needed a dislocated shoulder to time it right.
Yeah, like none of us knew Dina had dislocated her shoulder. We were just like, that was your best one yet. You smashed it. And I think it was like 5 minutes after we played. You were like, well, by the way, I like dislocated my shoulder. Like,
yeah.
We were like, what?
I know. When I wrote Beijing Baby, were you thinking of a specific person? Yeah, I was. I definitely was. I guess it's a bit of a brutal song, but you know what? That's the beauty of being close to a songwriter, is we get the last word. So. But I don't say it out loud. Obviously, my life serves as inspiration for songwriting. So I guess it was a specific person, but also it was a reflection of personalities, I guess. Yeah, there's a question here. Did you know this is the one you were going to use? So did you know that Rabbit Click was the one you were going to use for Australia Decides? You can answer this.
That was kind of like really lucky. Like we were working on it as the next single when Australia Decides approached Dina. And it was sort of just like this like whirlwind few days where we were like, oh, hey, we have this song like pretty much ready to go. I think we had just sent it to mastering, and they were just like, yes, Nick, that's perfect. And then we're like, okay, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah, it was great. On YouTube, someone's asked, who did you click with most from the other Australia Decides artists? Am I answering this? I don't know. Oh, thank you. I definitely clicked with Dadiri the most. I guess we were both the indies of the competition, including Montaigne too. But I guess Dadiri and I had more time together because Montaigne won. Yeah. And so we were selling T-shirts outside and had a bit of wait time around. And we met on the first night because I hadn't known his managers, and they introduced us. So, and we even like swapped T-shirts, and yeah. And I knew his girlfriend, and we toured with her early on, Ro. So we kind of like knew each other by like circles. How was the Domino's with Montaigne after Australia decides? Good memory. No, she actually asked me, like, do you want to go get Domino's? And I was like, I'm fucking tired. I'm beat. But we ended up ordering Domino's, bringing it to the hotel, and then eating it in the lobby. And it was, mwah. I don't know what the word is. Bueno, whatever it is. That's embarrassing. Let's go and play another song. Yeah! Kill Me With Your Love.
Let's go.
It's the Hamburger Song.
Fingers wrapped around my neck, like noose over rope or whatever's left. You were once here and now I can't feel you near. Let's so fast to the side of my head, like the barrel of a gun, but it's left unsaid. You were once here and now I can't feel you near.
My circle did not work.
The swivel chair version of the dance is the best.
I mean, I haven't done that dance since the music video, to be honest. And like, I just had to learn it just then. Just being like, oh yeah, that's right. Hands don't go up there. All right, we got a question coming in. Aiden, we've got a question coming in. Would you perform on a Eurovision home concert? I guess I could answer this. It's going to be hard for me to perform while I've got COVID. I haven't really pushed it. So we'll just have to see. But I really would like to do some live streams. Just got to wait for my recovery to do so. Thank you, Green George, man. I don't know how much left I have, so I feel like I got to just jump through the songs. So moving on to the next song. Kill Me With Your Love is one of my favorite songs, and that was the hardest song we recorded, but also a turning point for us. It was awesome. That's what we were talking about before. Yeah. And this next song is like a bit more of like initially I only had to put out 5 songs on the EP, but you and I were talking and we're just like, I just really wanted to put out a track that isn't single oriented and isn't banger oriented, and just something that everything comes from the soul for me, but I guess like is other kind of music I write too. Yeah.
For sure, and it's like been in our live shows since day one. Like I don't think we've ever played a full set without playing this song. So it's like, yeah, good to have it out. It's got Dina playing flute on it, which is the sickest thing ever.
I need a new flute. It kind of was blowing out in New York. It's just bad. And then Joe, who's our guitarist, gave it to his like expert flute friend, who just said that this is a flute for primary school children. Like upgrade.
Just like let it go, Dina.
Yeah.
Find a new one.
Let it go. Yeah, but it's one of my favorite songs. It is actually a song that existed before all the other songs existed. It was a song that I wrote at home ages ago. Someone on YouTube said it was from your primary school years. They remember.
They know the flute backstory.
They know the flute backstory. Let's play Diamonds and Liquid Gold.
Watch out for that sun. They say don't take your life while you have things to do. But what happens when those things are truly true? Crying out to stay up on the line. Come rolling down to sort out and define. They say don't take your life while you have things to do. But what happens when those things are truly true?
The doctor's just tried to call me. Oopsies. Is everyone still on? Oh my god. I just ruined it! Anyway, the hospital just tried to call me. That was Diamonds and Liquid Gold. If you want to hear it properly, you can hear it on all the streaming platforms. I talk to the nurses and doctors pretty often, all day, every day. If you guys haven't heard the news, I guess like I was in hospital last night. I've had COVID for a month. I still have COVID. And I'm pretty much better, I feel. But I guess like even now, like doing this live stream is kind of making me a bit faint. But yeah, doctors are just kind of processing my results at the moment. I just hung up on them because I'm having a fucking EP release party right now. Like I'm busy, guys. I've got priorities. What? Oh, okay. So I only have 3 minutes left. So thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going to end on the last song of the EP. If it cuts out, then my bad. Thank you so much. Stream it online. Thank you to everyone who's been pledging on Patreon. I am so, so, so warmed. And you can stream it online. You can... No! Damn it! Do I answer this? Oh. Hello, Dina speaking. Yes, this is me. Yep. Yeah, I was recently diagnosed with COVID-19. Oh, it's been about a month now. Yeah.